Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're at the World Touring Car 600 at Tokyo Expressway. We're in the penultimate car for the testing series prior to the custom race that will take place with all the cars that we've done the setups for. We've been testing cars that are going to be good to grind and make our way through the grinding process. You're going to have to do it. If you want to buy all the cars, you want to get all the credits, you're going to have to grind at some point. And I know people that have picked one car and just run round and round and round for hours on this circuit and got it and done it. We're trying to do it a different way where we enjoy it. So today's car is the Subaru Impreza. It's the WRX STI. And I think it is, looking at the top here, it's the Type S14. There we are. So into the settings. It's on Sports Hard. You'll know we're almost 5 pp away from the top. 4 and a bit away from the target. So Sports Hard tyres, if you put mediums on, it takes it to 610. Fully customizable suspension, all default. Fully customizable diff. Torque vectoring centre diff set to 60/40. Front downforce set to 64/300. Now, we have got a front lip, side skirts, normal standard wheels pushed to wide, rear balance, yes, as well, and the high wing, which dropped it by 6 pp. So we're on the rear higher wing with 20 end plates. The tuning is not tuned to meet the pp, because as soon as you push it one slot further forward, it goes to 601. Same on the front and the rear. So we're at the peak of where we can be. ECU's fully customizable at 100. No ballast added. Power restrictor is as normal. Fully customizable manual set to 300. Not sure about the gearing in this car. I think it might be one of those that needs an actual gearing tweak. We're on the high RPM turbo. We've got anti-lag. We've got it. But if you turn it on, you suddenly run out of fuel. You have to fuel save. So we've turned that bad boy off. This is going to allow us to do X amount of laps at full chat. We might get to the 7th lap, have to be stationary a little bit less, and see how the racing comes. We've got the racing intercooler, racing air cleaner, silencer and exhaust manifold, racing brake system, racing pads. Got the brake control, we're going to leave it in the centre for now. We've got the racing clutch and flywheel, carbon prop shaft, every available installation, and the increased body rigidity. We haven't gone weight reduction because as soon as we attempt to do the weight reduction, now it goes to 614, then 630. It's crazy. So we haven't done any of those. There's no point taking 150 kilos off and adding 150 kilos back in. Doesn't make sense. I know you can put the weight where you want it, but this is an Impreza. This is a WRX. This is a decent setup car anyway. So we end up 4 horsepower short, and we're in one of the lowest horsepower cars we've had. 581. It doesn't actually tip the scales at 600, but shall we see where it goes? Settings for assists will be traction control 1, default ABS, everything else off. We are actually on a manual. We are using a steering wheel, and for that we need force feedback max torque 5, force feedback sensitivity 6. Let's dive straight in, folks. So fuel map is on 1. Brake balance set to the middle, and torque distribution 40/60. And as you can see, it takes a little bit of grunt to get up to the cars in front, but we've got there. And as we slingshot past them, 170 mile an hour as we come out the tunnel, approaching Mr. Konomos. We got 4 wheels here. We're going to try and get to this little corner, brake on. Mr. Konomos just tries to close the door in front of us, but not successful. He's going to try and drive us into the wall though. We should have more grip than he does. More acceleration as well. As we go past the Supra as though it's standing still, and in front of us is our teammate. Now at this point in time, folks, this is the first car that's been struggling to get anywhere near its teammates' capability. Look at it. He's kept us behind us almost the entire length of the first lap. but we are catching him. Fuel's looking good. He's got the rear wing on as well. He's got the rear valance. He's got the side skirts. Tries to go around the outside, but he fails. So we're past Mr. Miazano, up with Mr. Beauvoir, and that in front of us is the final car we have to do. So let's get it on. Braking at the 200 just to make sure we got the braking range. Watching Mr. Beauvoir dive. We're going to follow him. I think we should be alright there. Oh, we turned really quickly. My word. It's got some power in the lower rev range, hasn't it? We're going to keep with Mr. Beauvoir. We're going to push him. We're in 5th place. She's not the fastest car, but top end she lacks. Very good down low. And we're up into 4th place, and we go across the line at 180 mile an hour. A 2:27 opening lap, which indicates this car isn't a slouch. It's got the capability, it's got the power in there, so no, all well and good. Gonna brake just on the corner. And they're in front of us, which brings me around to the situation of why I did the sort of NSX run of NSX cars, whereas I could have done some Subarus with this one and compared it to the Type R. We had the 22B that was already in the race, but I never got the opportunity because we're running fast out of time before the new update comes, and I 100% know that nobody's going to be interested in anything next week on Monday when the ambulance comes, because you're all going to be driving the ambulance. You just know it. We are 6 seconds off the lead, catching Mr. Hizel. We've lost the front end. We've got damage. She just broke free and left us, and she's done it again. Can't imagine why that's happening in the middle of the corner. Just bouncing off the corners at the moment. The front tyres are taking a pounding. I'm going to change the brake balance to the rear. 6.8 seconds behind Mr. Gallo. We've come through the apex rather strong. She's a handful. 7.2 seconds from the lead. See if we can keep with a 22. Mr. Suswillow, 2:12.150. We're not going to be anywhere near that, I don't think. No, we're 2:15.173, so not the fastest opening timed lap. I have to say, she lacks her going up the hill. She hasn't got much power. I'm referring to as a she because she's been difficult. 3rd place sits in front of us. (22B) squeezing us to the outside. See the flames coming out the exhaust of the 22. The 22 was a really nice drivable car, wasn't it? I think this one could be with a bit of... Maybe it's just too heavy. Maybe there's a key to the weight reduction. Maybe that's what it needs. The AI certainly slows down too much for that tunnel. So Gallo now 7.2 seconds ahead, and we've lost the front end again. I must be out braking myself for that corner. I'll get that right. There they are, Suswillow and Gallo, not too far between them. Good in a straight line, but cornering. Not the usual downforce of the Impreza, one would say, but maybe if it was lighter and I take the weight out of it, that would make the difference. Maybe there's a tip for yourselves as you're trying or want to try and improve on this setup. There will be those of you that go out there and tweak the suspension geometry and try and make it better that way. That's all well and good if you want to. There's also the way we could reduce the power slightly and put the medium tyres on. That would give us more grip. The fronts are really taking a kicking, look. The rear's not really showing much wear. So with that being the case, I'm going to try and push this to the rear slightly, 30-70. See if that changes things a little bit. We've got plenty of fuel. Not going to be 200 mile an hour, is it? That rear end lively, didn't it? Got the rear end to come round. Still 7.5 seconds behind Mr. Gallo. That's actually really changed the handling of the car. So there it is, there's the settings, 30-70. It's really sorted it out in the corners. It's given it much more grip on entry. Oh, Mr. Sus Willow closing us out there. Whoa, have to drive it now. So the last lap a 2:13.345, which is a marked improvement. This lap we're already ahead of that, could be in the 2:12s. So Swillow's just panged in a 2:12.15. Let's see where we are. A 2:11.740. That's the fastest lap of the race. Let's see what Mr. Cookerman's got. Mr. Gallo 5.468 in front. There he is, just entering turn one. We are going to just try and match that. With having an abundance of fuel, it looks like we're going to be capable of going to the 7th lap, which would be stupendous. Not purple at this point, but still in with a chance of being quicker. Handles far better at that torque split. 30 to the front, 70 to the rear. Gets you into that corner and out that corner so much more assuredly. Much smoother. We took 0.4 back just then. Expecting Mr. Gallo to go to the pits. So in terms of lap time difference and performance on the track, there's very little difference between this and the DB. The sound is the biggest change. The DB was nice and deep and burbly. This one is very much in the higher end of the rev range. Drifts nicely, and we're purple by 0.4 almost. So a 2:11.3. Doesn't look like we're going to get the 7th lap in, but we'll get the 6th one as Mr. Gallo goes to the pits. We didn't overtake him before he went in, very similar to the DB11. Swillow comes through and he's only 6 seconds behind us. A 2:11.259 starts us off for the second half with, I still think there's 2 seconds in that. We were fractionally quicker, weren't we, with the lesser fuel weight. As I look out on my left hand side of the cockpit I've just seen the DB video finalise, so we're going to get that posted. You'll get that probably available to view around about 8 and 9 PM UK once YouTube's done its checks and uploaded the higher resolutions. You're going to get this video around about midnight. I've got one more to do tomorrow and then we're on for setting up the race, which will be absolutely epic. I'm so looking forward to that. I hope it's going to be something. I know it won't be a massive prize money winner, we're going to have to go to the pits and take 6 laps of fuel, but we won't be in the pits as long. 9.9, almost 10 seconds ahead. There it is, it turned to 10 seconds. She's a little mover, but almost a second down on that lap. There's the fuel warning. Let's take to the pits. Gallo is not on the screen, so all depends where we're going to come out when we come through this. We're going to change tyres. I think we need to. Those fronts are looking ropey. Then we're going to take 6.2 laps of fuel. It's thirsty work, this. There's 4 laps. There's 5 laps. We're already in 3rd place. There we go, 6.2. We're not fuel saving. Mr. Miyazzano and Yamanaka go past us. There's Mr. Gallo. There's the man we're racing for the title. It could be Susuillo and Kukabun though today. Kukabun is behind us, and I believe he has to pit. So we could actually just chase Mr. Gallo through the field, taunt him appropriately from behind, give him the headlights. That's what we need to do. Ninth place. Is Mr. Gallo going to hold us up? We're not going to barge past him. We're going to take the inside line here. He was actually brave enough to take it round the outside. I wasn't going to squeeze the line on him. We're going to go broadside down here, take out a couple of them cones. There we go. We're going to give him room. We're going to brake just after the 200. He braked early. We're going to pull out wide and try and take the wider line. Coming in behind Mr. Yamanaka. And then our fellow teammate. And Mr. Gallo is a long way back. Don't overtake on the left hand side of cars coming down here. Always go to the right hand side. Everybody's now going to the pits. This should see us take the lead of the race. As we go, there we go, we're in and through. 174 mile an hour through the start finish line. We're on to our first time lap. Behind us, Yamanaka and Gallo, Suswillow, Cookabun. They're the first ones to get released from the pits. But we did well, we undercut all of them. Whoa, Chihuahua, she was hungry then. She didn't want to turn. I don't know what happened in those last couple of moments. Was I giving her too much? Oh, by heck. I thought we'd sorted out the traction issues with the 70-30 split, but no, she's keen to get on with it, and it's all about the throttle control from the driver. That's what it is. I've always said these cars would go better with a better driver. But I do prefer the one stop to the no stopper. We've done some fuel saving one stoppers recently though. We've still got the fastest lap of the race, but I'm kind of expecting that to get scrubbed soon as these boys get released to their second stints. .211.259 currently our fastest lap. I think this is going to be in the 212, 213 region maybe. 212, there it is, just outside the 211s. That was all put down to the first couple of corners, so let's see if we can rectify that this lap. We're only 1.6 seconds ahead of Mr. Gallo. I wonder if anybody's put their mind yet to which car they're going to use for the Primarliy, the last race where we do a custom build, we do a custom race, but all the cars we've tuned that are from this race, and some extras to fill the gaps, because we'll use 20 cars, not 16. We'll make a full field, and then we will attempt to go from rear to the last place to front, just as we do in this race. But with all the competitors being AI, using the car and setups that we have in our garage. And to do that, we're going to have to build the whole event in the race entry section, where you build the race. It'll take a few minutes to do, but I'll talk you through it. 0.145 up. And then we'll put all the cars in the relevant places they're in the race, and then we'll start from the back with the car of our choice. Probably the best car we felt, standard, no engine swaps, must say that, and it must be a car from the race. So the other NSXs that aren't in the race that we've tested, they won't be included. We won't use the A110 engine swap, half a second up. So this will be a 210. We've eventually got down to the 210s. In other cars we were 210s on the second lap. So are we thinking that this is actually going to be a 26? I don't think it will be. There's a 210 660, so there's improvement by half a second at least. Still 1.4 above, well 1.6 above what the capabilities of the AI. Gallo's gone to the pit on the end of the 9th lap, which is what he normally does. Last race out he pitted again. We're up on the fastest lap time at this point. Going to go up to third because she's been a fighter in second the last couple of laps. She's not really wanting to turn. Those fronts are looking a bit burnt up. We've got the brake balance all the way to the rear. We could probably put more drive to the rear if we wanted to go 55-45, but I think there's no need. That tyre will last. It might be a toe in, toe out thing that's causing the excessive wear. We might need to, well, we won't, because we don't do that. We don't do adjustments of the tune for these races. These are quick, easy tunes that allow you to go grinding with no fuss. If we hadn't have done this and we'd used one car, we'd probably got double the money that we've got now. But we've bought plenty of cars and we've modified all the cars, and you've now got a good armoury of cars with great setups that will actually kill this race, and you'll be fine. The question is, folks, where do we go next after this series? Do we go to Sardinia? Do we go to Le Mans and do the same thing in the next update? Because all the grinds are relevant grinds. Do we go and do 1 hour grinds at the Spa and try and cash in on 1.5 million a race? It's a great race, but 1 hour videos, be one a day. We won't be able to do the 2 a day that we've been doing. How are we for fuel? 2.3 laps with 2 to go. We're doing well. A 2:12. Not exceptionally fast. Have we reached the peak of performance? 14.7 seconds in front. Cookabun leads Yamanaka over Gallo. Saswillo in 5th. Fraga 6th. Mr. Solis in 7th and Mr. Beauvoir in 8th. Mr. Beauvoir in the next race will be our teammate. We will be sharing tips with him over the pit wall. A little bit of movement going on back there. Saw people shuffling around. Two-thirds of a second up almost. That'd see us with a 2:09 if we can hold this on to the end. Be a tremendous thing to do that. Well, we almost have. We've lost 0.4 of a second there. We bounced with no damage. I'm guessing we've just lost that 0.1 at that point. Let's see if we can get in really quite late to this corner, and could have braked a little bit later there. Could have braked on that final 150. I tried to short shift that. We've lost over a second through there. Oh my lord. So it's all in that final sector where we're losing the time, but we're 18 seconds on the lead going into the final lap. We've got plenty of fuel. The front left tyre is looking limp. We've really cooked that, haven't we? Can we just give it 80-20 maybe? That'll make the rear end really twitchy, but it's the final lap. The front end isn't pulling the car so much. Mr. Gallo's putting a 2:09.733. I thought he might be out to get his revenge at the end. So we've set our personal best fastest lap to this point as well. Let's see if we can get this down into the 209s. Let's see. We don't want this front end to wash out, which it has done. And we've took damage, which is just... we left it too late, didn't we? Fifth, fourth, third. She won't turn anymore. That front tyre has really gone. Oh, we've wangled the fence. Wowzers. Damage on both sides. Appalling. So let's sum up then as we go through the line and work out whether he's a good grinder or not. I think base setup wise she needs more work. Listen to that. Wow. She's not a 27 car. The basic setup just scrubs and kills the front tyres. She's quickish though, 210s. But she can't get down in the 208s, and that really reduces the score. But there she is. Comfortably wins the race, no drama. She'll get you to the end. You can pick up the money. I suppose the question is just what does she do? A 27.19. So not as quick as some, not in the 26s. Fastest lap wasn't achieved, but did she get the clean race bonus? No, she didn't. So 3 ticks a minus, and that puts that WRX as quite a difficult car to tune to the bottom of the pack for me. But your choice could be different. You might want to play with that setup and make it your own, and it could compete differently. But with that, folks, I would like to hear your comments. I would like to know what you think about it. Not one of my favourites, but my favourite brand of car. But thank you very much, folks. We'll see you on the next one. All the best. Take care.